Hi everyone, this is Lando Assistant and welcome back to Assistant in German Academy. This time let's do some algebra tips and tricks. And this is about applying the law of exponents. Let's say we are given this equation. 5 raised to 2x minus 3 minus 6 times 5 raised to x minus 2 plus 1 equals 0. Find the value of x. Let's see how we can apply the law of exponent in order to solve this equation. Notice that at the left side of this equation we have three terms. We have 5 raised to 2x minus 3 as our first term, 6 times 5 raised to x minus 2 as the second term, positive 1 as our third term. And the right side of the equation is 0. Now let's look at the first term. What can we do with 5 raised to 2x minus 3? If we recall the quotient law of exponent, notice that this form is the converse of the quotient law of exponent. Because if you have this exponential expression written as quotient, 5 raised to 2x over 5 raised to 3, we can simplify this by copying the common base 5 and subtracting the exponent 2x minus 3, which is exactly our first term. So therefore, 5 raised to 2x minus 3 can also be written as 5 raised to 2x over 5 raised to 3 using the converse of the quotient law of exponent. Now similarly, for the second term, we can do the same. We copy the 6 and we write 5 raised to x minus 2 as a quotient of two exponential numbers. And that is also by applying the converse of the quotient law of exponents. And then we copy plus 1 equals 0. Now what other simplification can we do? Notice that by applying the converse of the power rule, if you are given this exponential expression, 5 raised to x, all raised to another exponent, we can simplify this by multiplying the exponents 2 and x. And this form is exactly the same as 5 raised to 2x. When you multiply x times 2, you get this 2x. So therefore, 5 raised to 2x can also be rewritten as the base 5 raised to x and exponent 2. And we just copy 5 raised to 3. Then we just copy the second term and we copy plus 1 equals 0. Now look at this first term. Let's rewrite this as product instead of quotient. It is implied that there's a number here 1 over 5 cubed or 1 over 125 as one factor, and we just copy 5 raised to x raised to second. Then let's also do the same for the second term and copy plus 1 equals 0. Let's go to the next page. Let's simplify the equation by multiplying both sides by the least common denominator. That means we multiply the first term, the second term, the third term, and the right side of the equation by that LCD, 125. So the first term times 125, the second term times 125, then this third term times 125, and the right side also multiplied by 125. The purpose of this is we want to eliminate the denominator. 125 times 1 over 125 equals 1. So the first term is now simplified as 5 raised to x all raised to the second. 125 divided by 25 equals 5 times 6 equals 30. Then copy 5 raised to x, copy the minus sign. And of course, 125 times 1 is 125 and 125 times 0 is 0. Notice that you have here 5 raised to x and 5 raised to x. This form is quadratic in form again, because you can think of this 5 raised to x as simply any other variable raised to the second minus 30 times that variable plus 125 equals 0, which is exactly quadratic in form. So one technique to easily understand this is to use a dummy variable to represent this 5 raised to x. So let's do some substitution. So let our dummy variable a be equal to 5 raised to x. We call this as dummy variable because you can use any variable. You can use b, c, d, or any other letters except this x, because we already use x as the variable of 5 raised to x. So our purpose of this dummy variable is just to represent this exponential expression, because that will make our equation simpler in form and easier to manipulate. So using now our substitution a equals 5 raised to x, we now have, instead of 5 raised to x, we use our substituted variable a, then copy the exponent, copy minus 30 and replace 5 raised to x by a, and copy all the rest. This last line is so simple that we can easily factor this out. So what are the factors of a squared minus 30a plus 125? So we simply get possible factors of 125 that will result to negative 30 when added. And those two factors are negative 25 and the other one is negative 5. You multiply these two, you will get positive 125. You add negative 25 plus negative 5, the result is negative 30. And so, we now write this as a minus this 25 and the variable a again minus this 5. The product is 0. And when the product of two factors is 0, one of these factors must be equal to 0. Either the first factor is equal to 0 or the second factor is equal to 0. And solving the left side for a, we get a equals 25. And solving the right side for a, we get a equals 5. But what is the value of a? We said that a is equal to 5 raised to x. And so, instead of a, we have 5 raised to x, copy equals 25. And solving for x, to what exponent should 5 be raised in order to get 25? That exponent is 2. So x equals 2. Then at the right side, since a is equal to 5 raised to x, let's do the unsubstitution. Let's unsubstitute now the value of a. So a is equal to 5 raised to x. That is the substitution. Then copy equals 5. To what exponent should 5 be raised in order to get 5? The answer is 1. So the two roots now of our original equation are x equals 2 and x equals 1. So thank you very much for watching, and we look forward for more algebra tips and tricks in this series. Bye for now.